Attention Limerick. Have you seen my dog? Mauler, a foxy Tibetan bull mastiff wolf whippet mix went missing from my yard at 9 o'clock this morning. Last seen driving a black Audi and clearing a group of small fellas out of it in a little car park. We are heartbroken as a family and terrified. Mauler is a dote of a dog, but he also has severe behavioural issues since coming off the drink. Do not try and talk to him, you won't get through to him. And if you're wearing black or white items of clothing, don't go near him. He'll take you for a piebald horse and go for your throat. If you have any information about my dog, don't hesitate to contact me, John Murphy. I'm John Murphy, right? Via Donny Scott Solicitors. Mauler is more than just a member of my family. He's also the owner of my car and godfather to my child. Mauler, if you're listening, please come home. Okay? Let's bring my bastard home.
The best bits, or whatever.
Brace yourself for a major turn of events!
We are releasing some Patreon Q&A episodes we did last summer, I believe.
The world is holding its breath in anticipation!
So here we are, cutting to ourselves from last summer, answering questions from Patreon. Enjoy.
Round 4.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to Mini Bits number 30. Jesus Christ, we are absolutely knocking these out. This is Will here, and as usual, I am joined by Kevin. Hello, Kevin. How are you?
I'm grand. I was trying to think as you said that. What's the bingo number? The bingo rhyme for 30?
I don't...
Over the hill. 30.
Is it?
I don't know. Maybe.
Legs 11. Oh, I don't remember. I want...
Two fat ladies, 88.
Oh, yeah.
30 in bingo. What is it? I'm going to have to...
You remind me of a joke I heard last week, and it's a bad joke. What did 0 say to 8?
0 say to 8.
Yeah.
That belt's a bit tight, isn't it?
I love your belt.
Oh, I was close.
You were very, very close. You were very, very close.
30 is dirty Gertie.
Dirty Gertie 30. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. We are doing the final of the Q&A episodes, Kevin.
We are. We have caned it, and I think we have just enough to get through another episode, and then we can rest it. But these have been fun.
Yeah, they have been great crack, very easy to do. And it's great when you've got the listeners doing
I like them.
half the work, which I love. I love it when someone else can do some of the work. And Kevin, are you absolutely sweltered? What temperature is it?
37.
37?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It is changing my molecules, I'll say that.
Okay.
I'm basically half a baked potato at this stage.
Oh, Lord.
I have to get my energy levels up. How do I get my energy levels up?
Cocaine speed. I've never seen cocaine. I know this might seem like a real country boy thing to say.
What do you mean you've never seen cocaine?
I've never seen cocaine in the flesh. I've never seen cocaine. I've never obviously never done cocaine.
Oh, you mean you've never been around cocaine?
I've been around people who've done cocaine there. I've been around.
But they what? They like lock you out of the cubicle?
No. You let's say if I've been at an event and you're chatting to people
at like a communion or a christening.
I've been at a wedding where myself and my wife knew a group of people that were at our table, went to the bathroom.
Listen, I've been at a funeral and people were doing cocaine in the bathroom.
The fucking priest?
No, not the priest. He was doing ket.
There was a video going online on TikTok at the weekend of two lads in the UK someplace, and it was of them. They're in a pub, and the caption is that these two lads went into the toilet for a cheeky line of coke, but it turned out they had ketamine. And the videos of the two lads, and they are like, they're just frozen in space.
I've seen that. I think they thought they were doing coke and they got ket.
Yes. So they're stuck in kind of like...
Do you know what ketamine is? Horse tranquilizer.
Oh, God. Why would you do that?
I suppose life is very hard, Will. So, anything to get you through the day.
I suppose if they thought they did it accidentally, I suppose.
Yeah.
But Jesus
I once
Christ.
went to a staff party and I never had any lunch or any dinner, actually. When I went to the staff party, and I had to be carried out. I was languorous, put into a taxi, I'd say about 8 o'clock. I was young then. I was only about 20.
Listen,
But,
it doesn't matter if you're young or old. If you don't have food before you go on the session, you're banjaxed. The ball is burst. Your ball is burst. You could be a fresh drinker at 18, or you could be a seasoned alcoholic of 50. Well, no, sorry. But like someone who's used to drinking. If you don't have a bit of fodder in the tum-tums, soakage, as they say, you are going to be a mess.
Do you know the last couple of these that we've done have felt a little bit like agony uncles giving advice?
Advice, yeah.
Come here, when you're going jagging, take a bowling and don't do any kit.
I like this. I like giving life advice. It's good crack. This is stuff that I hope my kids will listen to in hope the distant future and go, all right, here's some wise advice about not doing ketamine. Good man, Dad.
I'd say loads of people have done coke.
Oh, I'd say, geez, coke is so, like, up here in Donegal, you just know the kids are all on the powder, like, you know. There's like, I go out to a national school across the road, I'm sure I could get myself a bump.
I'm not saying that I've done it, because I don't know if it's right to say that might or might not have done.
We've all experimented with things in our past. I'm just saying, being in this industry, I think it's a bit of an anomaly, the fact that I haven't.
I went to a Christmas party. Have I told you this? I went to a Christmas party of a very well-known production company. And this was when I just started to get taken seriously, and I was having loads and loads and loads of general meetings. And I was meeting people. I went to that Christmas party at a very big production company, and they were all doing cocaine.
Right. All
the partners of the executives were doing cocaine. And they offered me some, and I went white. I was like, "Oh no, this is too Hollywood for me. I'm not ready for this."
Yeah.
But I'll say this: drugs do nothing for me. Absolutely nothing.
I've enjoyed the old edible in the past.
I don't like edibles. See,
really,
they blow my brains out. Yeah. Anyway. This is we should be talking about this stuff.
Yeah, this is going to get us in trouble, Kevin. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. We're supposed to be doing the Q&As, for fuck's sake. Get the Q&As going. Get the timer going, for fuck's sake.
All right, I'm starting the timer. 35 minutes, let's go.
Oh, I'm being ambitious there. But anyway.
Ambitious? Is that too much?
I haven't a clue. Sure, we'll roll with it.
We've all they've all been 30, 35.
Perfect. That sounds great to me.
We'll drag it out.
You will trigger it.
I've got a question here from Joe Utiki, and he says, if you could rewrite history such that you were the sole author of an original screenplay from all of film, which film do you wish you could claim you'd written and why?
Okay.
I've already answered this before, I think.
My cynical answer would be the one with the most residuals. Most residual payments. So something
Star Wars,
like an Avatar or something like that. But my serious answer might be something like It's a Wonderful Life. I just think that is such an amazing film, and it is such a force of good energy that has been put into this world. And I would say I would be very proud if my name were attached to something like that. So that would be my answer. It's a very short answer, but that's what I would.
At the very same Christmas party that I was just talking about, I got asked that question, and I gave an answer to it. And I said...
Scarface.
No, I said Galaxy Quest. And one of the other writers that was there, a very sullen man, went, "That's your answer." And I thought, like, well... Yeah, because I wouldn't change anything about that script. I think it's my sensibility and my taste and my sense of humor. So I have no notes when it comes to that screenplay, to that movie. So I would have written it the exact same way, and I'd love to have written that film. And then his answer was, I said, "Well, what's yours?" And he goes, "Network." And I thought, fuck, you're pretentious.
And I think it reflects your individual personalities. I think that is so. Like, I think it's one
But
of the.
doesn't
Like,
that sound like an honest answer for me?
it sounds like an absolutely. I think that. I think I would. I think that's very. What's the word?
Authentic.
Authentic. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's what. But that's what I'm stretching for. The heat is taking it out of me. COVID and the heat and all that. But
yeah,
and
the
that
cat.
and for me, It's a Wonderful Life. I think, for me, that's a perfect film as well. I think it's so utterly beautiful, and I like its messaging, and I like its execution. I love its execution, and that would be my answer. Very good.
Very good.
I'm going to ask you one now, and
Very
it is
good.
from Joseph Barton. Sorry, Joe Barton. And
Well.
how is Joseph? Joseph or Joseph? If you're going to give him the Irish
Seamus.
name. Joseph. No, that's John. That's Seamus's. Seamus's James.
Yeah.
And Joseph is Joe. So that's his Irish name.
Really? Joseph.
Yes, Joseph. Yes, that's the Irish for Joe. Joseph.
What's Will in Irish?
Liam?
Of course it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Kevin, were you ever turned away from a cinema / denied a video rental for being underage?
Yes, I was, Joe, and you should listen to the podcast because I spoke about it on the podcast.
I don't remember this. I've been on the podcast as well, and I don't remember what the story is.
I know, but you're always on Ket when you do the podcast.
Yeah.
I was turned away from Batman Returns.
Oh, go on. This is vaguely familiar. Go on.
I got in to see Batman, and I love Batman, but when Batman Returns came out, I think Batman Returns was bumped up to a 15.
Oh, yeah, it was violent, yeah.
And I can't remember what year it came out now, but
93.
the guy wouldn't let me in to see it.
Jesus.
And I was so indignant. Me, a little sprat, like my chin barely getting off the counter. And I was
Yeah.
like, but I saw the first one.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, you're not going in. I was so indignant about that. I saw it in video then years later, and I don't know. That was an odd one for me.
I've one, and it was my local video. We had 2 video rental shops in town. One was like a proper video library, and the other then was a shop.
A
Mrs.
van.
Reardon's. Yeah, well, no, the other one was, she was actually half the shop was an electrical shop, and then the other half was a video rental shop, right? So that's the way she worked it.
Yeah.
And she lived at the back of the building. So when you'd open the door, you'd hear the dinging, and she'd be watching Coronation Street down the back. And she was from the north somewhere, I can't remember where. And you could almost hear her sigh. She's like, and she'd come up and she'd kind of trudge up to the front of the shop, and she'd sit in her stool as you'd peruse the shelves. And
Because she's missing her stories.
I 100% understand now. And I used to, and like today, I was very indecisive. Myself and Ellie are exactly the same, where Ellie just can't make her mind up. And I was the exact same. I would just sit there, I would just go over every shelf. I would do about 20 laps to the video library, just looking at every tape, the box of every tape. And I could take anything up to her. Kickboxer, Robocop, Aliens. She would let me take anything out, right? Except
She
for
probably
one.
couldn't see the ratings on the boxes.
Maybe that was it. But there was one tape she would never let me take out. And it was the same. And I tried it multiple times with her. And she went, I don't know. Hey, I don't know. I wouldn't let you. I don't think that's appropriate now. Or she didn't even use the word appropriate. She just used some sort of plumb-ass me off. It was the Terminator, the first one. She would not let me rent the Terminator. But she would let me rent Predator. She'd let me rent The Running Man. She'd let me rent all the other films. But, yeah, so
She was probably thinking of the moment when they were writing each other in the hotel.
maybe that was it. Maybe that was... Or maybe it was her favourite film and she didn't want me to rent it. She was just watching it every evening. And she was like, oh, it's that young fella trying to watch The Terminator again. But tonight's Tuesday night. It's my night to watch it. Watch it every...
Did I ever tell you about the time, I must have told you this, or maybe I cut it out, when I was working in the video shop, my first week there, I didn't even have a uniform. I was still in my own clothes, and they were interviewing other staff members. They were bringing on a whole new load of staff.
Yeah.
And so the manager was in the back interviewing people. And after me having about 4 or 5 days of training, he left me out front of the store to sort of it was daytime, so it's sort of like just handle the mothers that would come in with their children to pick up Tom and Jerry cartoons or whatever. And somebody dropped back, I'll never forget it, they dropped back a video in The Haunting You know, the Catherine Zeta-Jones movie, The Haunting.
Yeah.
And when I opened the box, it was blank. And I've been told that when you get back a tape that has no sticker on it, you check what it is in the video machine and you ring the customer back and you tell them they've dropped back the wrong tape.
Right.
And you leave a message or whatever. Now, the VCR that we had was so worn down that all the buttons were gone. And you just had a dial, and the dial went, you twisted the dial to the right and it would go fast forward, twisted the dial to the left and it would rewind. And I couldn't figure out how you played or stopped. I could just hit eject, but to get eject, it had to stop playing.
Okay.
And all the rest of the controls for it were behind the countertop, so I couldn't reach in and pull out the leads or anything. The tape came in. There was a mother and her kid were over in the children's section. We have TVs now dotted all over the store.
Yeah.
I put the blank tape in to the VCR and I pick up the phone and I'm dialing the customer's number. And while I'm on the phone, I hear naughty noises.
Oh, no.
And I was staring at the TVs for a second going
Oh, no.
what am I looking at? And then it pulled out and it was anatomy of two people smashing against each other. My stomach dropped out of my arse. Because the noise was going around the whole shop. The mother then looked up at the TVs as well. I couldn't eject it. I couldn't stop it. I couldn't
no.
figure out. My manager was in the back interviewing somebody else ready to come out. All I could think to do was to fast forward it to get rid of the noise.
Right.
So then you couldn't hear any noise over the shop. And I, honest to God, thought I was going to get fired. The tape got to the very, very end. It must have ran for about 5 minutes. And I was grabbing the remote for the TVs and running around the shop, turning off all the televisions.
Oh, no.
It ejected. My manager, he walked out. This was all within seconds of happening. And he came out and he said, "Why are the TVs off?" I was white, and the woman came up to the counter with her kid to rent whatever the TV things were. And I thought, she's going to complain, I'm going to get fired. Thankfully, she said nothing. She just gave me a look, and nobody knew about that. And happy days.
Oh, God. Oh, fantastic.
There we go. That's eaten up a good 5 minutes. What's the next question?
I actually can't remember what... we're talking about That's What Was Rented. So I think we finished that one. Yeah. So now you can ask... you can do the next question, Kevin.
Okay, another one from Joe. If you could digitally replace all of the guns in Die Hard with something else, what would you choose? It's got to be a weapon.
Well, hold on a second. I was going to do something where instead you digitally replace it, but like they have to, the guns go, or the noise machines goes, pew, 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 choo, 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 choo. So it's actually
water pistols.
People are making the noises. So every time they pull the thing, it's like someone going, bang! And, and it's like really bad sound effects come out of, like, you know, people who are making these noises.
This is obviously taking its cue from E.T. where he replaced the guns with walkie-talkies.
That's what I assume, yeah. So I'm not replacing it with walkie-talkies.
So I think they've got to be holding something. I would go with a whip. Everyone be holding whips.
Oh, okay. Why whips?
Because I think it'd be hilarious to see them all whipping each other.
Oh, right. Okay. So I was, in my head, I was just like doing that digital replacement. I was doing like, okay, they have to be holding something. So instead, it's just going to be a noise machine that made either fart noises or silly gun shooting noises. Kevin, I'm going to go for another question somewhere. I'm going to go for another question.
Oh, by the way, on the last episode, I read Dean's question when he said, "Do you write with an Irish accent?" I read that as, "Do you write with an Irish dialect?"
Oh,
and my
okay.
whole thinking then was like, well, I think in an Irish dialect, and I have to translate from an Irish dialect into like a standard English or a standard American. So that's why we were like getting confused.
Okay, that's why I was totally confused by that as well. I was like going, no, an accent is an accent. I'm just going to see who's this from. This is a question from Ray. Have we had a question from Ray today? I don't know if we had.
Not today.
How do you deal? Okay, question. Sorry, okay, question. Okay, Kevin, here's a question from Ray. How do you deal with brilliant ideas that pop up for other screenplays than the one that you're working on? So if you're working on something and you get a brilliant idea for another screenplay, how do you deal with that? Or is that ever an issue for you?
I'm trying to think if it's ever happened where I have decided it's so brilliant that I would drop what I'm doing and write something else. I would just make a note of it and stew on it and come back to it when I finish whatever I'm currently working on.
Yeah, I think that's
one thing I can't do, and I don't know if you can do this. You know, we talked last time about our different processes. What's the plural of process?
processes.
Processes.
Yeah.
So on our different processes, I can't multitask.
Okay.
I will do one thing at a time, and I'll focus entirely on that, and I'll do it as fast as I can, as best as I can.
Okay.
And the speed at which I'll get through things will mean that I'll multitask in that way. But I can't sort of like do 2 pages on this, stop, then do 3 pages on this, stop, then do. I had to do it on 4 projects once. I think it was 2018 when I got notes back on. This is one of the things that kills me about the screenwriting, is that you will deliver your script and they will take one set of people that you're working with, they'll take 6 weeks to get back to you, and the other set of people will take 2 days to get back to you. And you can't sort of time when you're going to be free to work on whatever project. And I remember I got notes back on 4 projects at the same time, and you can't complain to the other ones and say like, sorry, I can't deliver this on Friday because I also have 2 other things I got to deliver on Friday. And I remember I was pulling all-nighters at one stage to get rid of 2 of them, and that was hell to me. That was absolute fucking hell. So I can do it when I have to do it, but I don't like to do it. And when I just have good ideas, I used to have a Word doc, and I would just constantly just fill it up with thoughts and ideas, lines of dialogue even.
So the only solution to that is
Quit.
pay us better for the screenplays that we're being paid to write, so we don't have
I've
to take
never
on
been in
multiple.
that. You know, you hear of A-list writers where it's like they have a hard out. You have them for 2 weeks, and then they move on to the next project, and you're just your project is in second position or third position.
You have to wait. Yeah,
I've never been in that boat. It's always been every job is the job that I've got to do at the time that I get it.
Yeah.
And because things fall through a lot, you're always sort of just like chucking shit at the wall, and then you never turn down work. Like,
I think that's the situation for most people. I think even the A-list people are still juggling multiple projects.
being self-unemployed is almost full-time job.
Oh yeah, because you're still juggling. It doesn't matter whether you're being paid or not. It's just you're still doing the juggling of like trying to get these projects moving or not moving or whatever, trying to keep some momentum going. It's a complete pain in the butt, but it's the reality. And as a result, to answer Ray's question, I'm in a constant state of juggling multiple projects. So I remember, like, even like one day I maybe had like 5 or 6 meetings in the one day about 5 or 6 different projects, and you just have to change.
Was this recently?
Oh, in the last couple of years, it's been crazy like that. Where maybe not 5 or 6, but like multiple projects in the one day, and you're constantly changing gears.
But you know what I found in this business? You can be very, 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 very busy, but you're not working.
Oh Christ, yeah! Even when I'm not employed to write a screenplay, I'm incredibly busy. I'm still engaged in so many different things trying to get something off the ground or trying to finish off notes on something. Yeah, absolutely. Jeez, no question about it. So for me, you're just juggling the whole time. So I've just developed the muscle to be able to multitask. If an idea comes into my head when I'm working on something else, I'll just log it, as you said. I'll just make a note of it. But generally, when I'm writing a screenplay, in the moment, I'm 100% focused on the screenplay. But I'll only, let's say, write a screenplay in the morning time and then work on something else in the afternoon or whatever it is. So that's kind of how I deal with it. Kevin, back to you.
James has got a question here for you. He says, your stories seem to have a lot of subtext and metaphor. James, so do mine. Is this something you consciously put into them, or is it a byproduct of something else? Oh my God.
I'd say maybe it's because I'm dealing with more fairy tales and fable-like stories and the stuff that's been made. It feels like there's more subtext, that there is more going on. There's a clear divide between what's happening on the screen versus, maybe the underlying themes. I think that's maybe a byproduct of that. But, I think probably, Kevin, you're the same as me. We are just trying to tell dramatic stories that have deep underlying themes, and sometimes you can nest multiple things in there. Like Wolfwalkers had multiple themes going on, but maybe even my main focus was about telling a story about a kid trying to find her own way, come out from under the shadow of her dad. But because of the orientation of the story, there were all these other themes like environmentalism, and there was anti-colonialism and all that, and that was mainly due to the setting and all that sort of stuff. And with Song of the Sea, of course, was directly dealing with themes of grief and a loss of cultural and heritage connection to your native land. So listen, I'm interested in it. Of course, I think maybe it's because the stories I intend to tell are more classical fable-like stories, or the ones that have been produced anyway. So I think maybe it just seems more apparent in those stories.
Yeah, maybe. But I know I agree with you. I think there's no reason to tell a story unless there's some sort of subtext to it.
Yeah.
You ask me one then.
I have another one from Joe. Joe asks,
hello, Joe, what do you know?
What is the best scene in a bad film? And what is the worst scene in a good film? It's a tough one.
You tell me, and I need to try and recall what I was thinking.
My watery answers are, the first things that came to my mind was the worst scene in a good film. So the film is Return of the Jedi, right? Some people might argue whether that's a good film or not, but I consider it a good film. But the worst scene in that for me,
third best Star Wars film.
Yeah, the worst scene in that for me is when Luke tells Leia that he's their brother and sister. Spoiler. And it is just so. You can just feel the writers, whoever wrote, I don't know who wrote the screenplay for that, just absolutely going, we have to wedge this in here. We have to wedge. There's no drama. It's just an information dump. And right after Luke awkwardly walks off, the characterization is awful in it. It's just the performance is leaden because the scene itself is just so expository. And rather than the information being a huge piece of information that should be so integral to a story, like, that drama, that reveal of we're brother and sister, it should be massive. Instead, like for instance, like in contrast to Empire, when Luke finds out about Darth Vader being his dad, that's fucking amazing. And this is the almost polar opposite of that, where Luke is revealing to Leia that, oh, you're my sister.
Luke, I'm your dad.
Yeah, well, there you go.
That's the line, isn't it?
It's
no, you're not.
I'm your own.
I am.
So can't you tell? Can't you tell by the catch me? But yeah, I think that's a really, really bad scene. And it's awful when Luke walks off at the end of it. Han walks in, and she then turns around and she delivers the same information to Han. And it's just... and Han's just... It's such a bad, poorly written scene. That's my answer for a bad scene in a good film. So... I know I have to come up with something else. Do you have anything, Kevin?
Did you know Tom Cruise had no idea he was in that vampire movie till 2 years later?
No, he doesn't buy that expression. You should see Kevin's expression.
No, what happened was... oh my God. I tape over the last mini bits.
Right.
So, just as you said that, Steve Martin echoing said, did you know Tom Cruise didn't know he was in that vampire movie till 2 years after?
Right.
Did you listen to the last mini bits?
I did, yeah. Yeah.
And I talked about a Steve Martin joke.
Okay.
That just played in my ear while you were talking.
How did that just play in your ear?
Because I tape over the previous mini bits. I used the same file. I changed the heading from 29 to 30, and I delete our audio tracks, and then I just mute everything.
Oh my God. So you literally had his voice play in your ear.
Yes, I can show you.
Oh no, I believe you. I know exactly what you mean. But I can't believe you actually do it that way. So you have the audio still like playing there. Oh,
Listen, we all have our processes.
We do.
Okay, bad scenes in good movies. I think Man of Steel is filled with terrible scenes, but there was moments in that film which really worked. But I just didn't like the themes of that movie, like Pa Kent allowing himself to be killed in order for Superman to stay hidden from humanity. I hated all those sort of sentiments. Or Superman murdering Zod, breaking his neck.
Oh yeah.
Or all of the destruction in that film. I just thought it was a really ugly sentiment to put into the fucking Boy Scout with his underpants on the outside.
Yeah.
But that score...
completely misunderstanding.
And just being afraid of embracing the innate goodness of somebody who does good because he can do good. He doesn't need to be motivated to do it. But that's what Superman's about. Superman has an ability to save people, and there's no question about whether he will or won't do it. I think there's just a beautiful sort of selflessness there. Good scenes in bad movies. I couldn't think of any else. The other one I was thinking of was the Paul Rudd scene in Wanderlust.
I haven't seen that.
Wanderlust it's a comedy with Paul Rudd and Jennifer Aniston. They go to a commune,
right?
And they sort of try to fit in with the commune lifestyle, and they're all like hippy dippies, free living. But there's a scene in it where Paul Rudd is being offered sex on a plate, and he panics, and he goes into the bathroom, and he tries to psych himself up in the mirror. It's one of the funniest scenes.
Oh God. This was your idea, George. It's a good idea, right? It's a good idea. Monogamy is sexual slavery. She got an exquisite pussy. Well, how about my exquisite erection, huh? Eva, what do you think? You like my exquisite erection? Do you like my erection selection? What do you think, Eva? Yeah? You gonna take it? You gonna take that dick? You gonna take that dick, huh? I'm gonna pop off a piece of my dick. Oh yeah, I'm fixin' to fuck you. I'm fuck you. I'm gonna get it all up in your vag. Get it up in your vag with my dick. With my dick. Gonna put it in with my dick. I'm gonna put my dick in. I'm gonna put my dick in. What's up, man? You alright? What's up?
Anytime in the podcast when I try to tell you a joke and I sort of bomb it or I get details wrong, I just cut in the clip and
damn right.
Cut myself
fuck
out.
it. Yeah, just throw the fucking
Fuck
clip
it.
in. Yeah, exactly. Now, you asked me a question, Kevin.
All right, we've got 5 minutes left.
Right.
Okay. So we need to get through. This is going to be rapid fire. Yes or no answers.
So no yes or no questions.
They're
That's
not.
the problem.
If budget rights were no object, which book would you adapt as? Oh, we did that one.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite genre? John asked that one.
No, I don't have a favorite genre. I just like.
I
just like
don't
films that
either.
No, don't have a
I
favorite
don't either.
genre. I like films from every single genre. It's just maybe
too.
maybe there's genres I don't go to as a comfort genre. What's your comfort genre? I want to ask you that. Let me rephrase that. Do you have a comfort genre that you go to?
Erotic thrillers.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay. Comfort genre would have to be feel-good comedies.
Okay, yeah. I can dig that. I'd say my comfort genre might be. Oh, do you know what I think? Maybe
Star Wars.
Something like Bond. I think Bond. Is a comfort.
Okay, Bond. That'll do. What's
yeah.
your favorite takeaway?
Oh shit! It's like asking me about movies. I like all food. Look at the size of me. I love food. I absolutely adore all.
I am actually 2 stone heavier than Will, and Will keeps calling himself fat, which makes me feel fucking terrible about myself. I don't know that I have a favorite takeaway either.
Yeah,
honestly,
I like good food. We've got great food. The one thing I will say about Donegal Town where I live, amazing selection of food. Jesus Christ, the eateries here are incredible. We've got a good Mexican.
You've got fish and chips. You've got Mexican, curry and chips.
And we've got Mexican, Italian, we've got Thai, we have Polish, the gamut of incredible restaurants and food selections, and they're all excellent. So but I would say this: if I go into a restaurant,
3 minutes.
I would always nearly try pizza. If I'm in a new restaurant that I know is local, and
What's your favorite pizza topping?
I'll go pepperoni.
Yuck.
Standard.
Yeah,
I'll
I don't
try
like it. It gives
everything.
me heartburn. I just like pineapple and anchovies. That's all I want. Nothing else. No cheese, no tomato. Just give me the...
Here, I'm going to throw one at you, right? Another quick fire one from Lisa. Hollywood decides to remake a classic Irish movie for maximum hilarity and cultural incoherence. Which one should it be?
Hollywood tries to make a what film?
Remake a classic Irish movie for maximum hilarity and cultural incoherence. Which one should it be?
Grabbers, because I want the residuals.
He wants the residuals. No, we want maximum hilarity and cultural incoherence, not bucket loads of money for the creators.
What could they remake and do it badly?
We've got things like The Commitments, Snapper.
No, they do that all right. Oh God.
The Quiet Man is a Hollywood movie.
My Brothers.
God.
I don't know.
I
didn't think about that one.
Yeah. Okay. Song for Wreck. You know that War of the Buttons? You know War of the Buttons? That was fucking remade.
The Goonies, the Irish Goonies.
That was remade in French. There's a French remake of the War of the Buttons. Mental. I know.
What is it? War of the Croutons?
Something like that. Yeah. War of the Baguettes. Right. Your go.
What 3 films would you like to see back on the big screen again?
Shit. Oh, my favourite ones.
I've never seen Superman the movie on the big screen.
Oh, okay. That would be great. I'd go along with you to see that. I would love to see.
I didn't invite you.
Lawrence of Arabia. Big, epic, scopy, beautiful films. I'd love to see fucking. I've never seen Jaws on the big screen. I'd
love to see Jaws on the big screen.
I want to see Aliens. I want to see the entire Alien and Aliens on the big screen. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see. Yeah. Okay. Good. Go. Oh, I'll ask you next.
Go on, quick.
Oh shit. Sorry, you had one right there. Throw it out there. Throw it out.
What is your favourite release so far this year?
Shit. I'm going to go with Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Same for me.
And
that's my favourite one.
In a close second is Elvis.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think being Irish helps you stand out as a writer? Is it a help or a hindrance? Well, that's a really... I can't say that being Irish has helped me or hindered me. I've not noticed anything. I can't say... There we go. Saved by the bell.
There we go. Glad we didn't open that can of worms any further. Thank you, timer.
Okay.
Right. Recommendations, Kevin. I have a recommendation. Okay. I was listening to... I'm going to do a podcast and a fan cut of a movie. The podcast I was listening to at the weekend...
No, you only get to do one, Will.
These are connected. The podcast I listened to
Fine,
was
I'll allow it.
The Projection Booth podcast. Isn't it Mike? What's his name? You know,
we did a cross promo with them.
We did a cross promo.
Did you hear our promo playing?
I did.
Not.
Tweets. They released a 3-hour episode on Star Trek: The Motion Picture, which is they're really listen. If you want to listen to any podcast in which to do compelling deep dives, this is the podcast, because they do a lot of interviews with key people behind the scenes, and they did so with this. But in that podcast, they recommended a fan edit of a film and fan edit of Star Trek: The Motion Picture, and it's on Vimeo, and it's called Star Trek Legacy, and it cuts the Star Trek: The Motion Picture down to 25 minutes, but using the soundtrack for Tron Legacy, Daft Punk's soundtrack for Tron Legacy.
Wait, it cuts the movie to 25 minutes?
They did a super cut of the film down to 25 minutes and using the music from Tron Legacy. And it's fucking class. Now, maybe it's a bit too over, there's too much score, but it is, the editing is sweet, and the music complements it beautifully. And I highly recommend it. So it's called Star Trek Legacy, and it's on Vimeo. So I highly recommend watching that. It's quite cool.
Okay, that's good. I'm going to recommend Cinemile.
Hey,
The Cinemile podcast. They're both from Cork, Dave and Kathy. I think we might have mentioned them before, and we might be popping up on their podcast if we can ever figure a time that we can all be in the same place at the same time. But I'm going to recommend them.
they're very good. For those who haven't, what is Cinema?
A married couple go to the pictures, see a movie, and walk back and talk about what they've seen.
It's got a lovely ASMR to it because you get their kind of like the street sounds as they're walking back. And it's
ASMR is usually very soft. It's like soft whispering. That's
okay,
what ASMR is.
but there was lovely. It's got a lovely. It's cozy.
Ambience.
Yeah, ambience. Thank you very much. And they're very friendly people and nice to listen to them. I enjoy listening to them chat as well.
And
So,
they're
yeah.
from Cork, which is
Yeah,
always
like-
a plus.
Yeah.
So I think we may have maxed out all of our questions on the Q&A now.
Hey,
And I am going to think of these string of podcasts as being unbearably hot.
yeah.
I'm sticky. I'm tired. Will that
Kevin is
do?
melting away in front of my eyes, listeners.
I'm going to do a line of coke now.
He is like the Wicked Witch of the West. Gonna go out and Google or try and see if I can get some ketamine on Amazon. Let's see what it looks like. Bye.
All right. See ya.
The best bits, or whatever.
And here is a clip from the lads' latest Mini Bits bonus show. The full episode, plus 80 more, are available on their Patreon.
See ya, Mossy. I gotta go in and record another one of these fucking mini bits.
Oh, yes, this is all it is.
I know. What are you doing?
I, right now, on the Academy screener site, and I hit play because there's only a few films on it for the first month or two. There's only like about less than 10 films on it. And Guy Ritchie's The Covenant is on here. So I hit play on that, and I'm hearing we're out in Afghanistan, and I'm hearing all the dirt, and I hear vehicles, and I hear the sound effects of characters walking. But when characters open their mouths, I don't hear any dialogue.
Oh,
There's no dialogue.
they've uploaded the wrong audio track. It's like that Tom Cruise
Yeah.
trailer where it was just the sound effects.
Have you met an SP?
Yeah, and this film's been up on the screen site for a few weeks now, and they still have the wrong one here. Well, I tell you what films are actually up there for all Academy members to see, and to see what they've put up there.
But first of all, let's just throw to our theme. And I have to say, the feedback from my thank you ballad was quite fierce.
Power of Christ compels you!
So I asked Mossy, who is a friend of my dad's at the quiz, sing us a theme tune.
Oh.
So over to Mossy.
Hit the cards. I'm fine, I'll get it done in one take. It's the Many Bits. Or podcast, what will they say? With Will and Kevin Cock.
The best fucking podcast.
That'll do.
That'll do.
My God.
Thank you, Mossy.
He would make an angel weep. That voice would make an angel weep.
Telling you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Boolabus.
It only cost us 2 months patron money, so, you know.
Is that all? Money well spent in my eyes.
Yeah. I mean, you can't get much for €20. Will, you were telling me before the intro that you were looking at stuff on the Academy Screeners website.
The Academy Awards. So for official members, yes. So they don't send out DVDs anymore. So how you do all your streaming stuff is all via the Academy website. And the streaming season has begun, which is exciting. So it means for the rest of the year...
Did it ever end?
It does end. It does. After the Academy Awards, there's about 2 weeks, and they take all the films down, and then they begin again at the end of August, and they all start coming up. So it's a whole new collection of hopefuls.
So how many films are on there?
Right now, about 10. Actually, 10 exactly. I can tell you the 10.
Oh, go on, tell me.
John Wick 4.
For the Oscars. Oh, because there's like...
Yes, because they're adding in stunt category, aren't they?
Are they adding it in? Is the stunt category being added?
I believe they're adding in some sort of stunt category.
Breaking news straight from an Academy member's mouth.
Because they're adding in stunt category, aren't they?
Slash film.
I don't know. Did I read this in an article? I feel they were.
I
felt they were.
Have long overlooked stunts, and my God, it's pure artistry.
Yeah.
And it is incredibly, well, these days, it's all fucking rubber computer generated avatars.
That's why we should highlight, that's why these people should be getting their Oscars when someone's actually gone out it. Yeah,
go back,
absolutely.
Go back and give it to your man from Mad Max who broke his legs.
Give it to Richard Farnsworth, who was a stuntman and starred in The Straight Story. Yeah, Richard Farnsworth was a career stuntman. Absolutely.
Wasn't that also the case with Machete? What's your man, Machete? Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo.
Is
really?
It Trejo or Trejo?
I always call him Trejo, but he just says, call me Danny.
I was going to say that back to you.
Nah.
I was like, just that.
Weird.
Tells me just call him.